Pork chop McFreeze.
They used to call me Whole Stack McQueen. No one ever called me that. I called myself that. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. We're decaying with the boys. And we believe that other podcasts have hired bots to spread bad news about us too. Adam and I are so happy that we are going to participate in the live stream for The Cure. Scheduled to start on May 19th at 9 a.m. and running until May 21st at 12 a.m. Literally hundreds of podcasters and content creators are coming together for one of the largest podathons in the world. We are scheduled to take over this stream on May 20th from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. where we're going to attempt to make as much money as we possibly can for a worthy cause and hopefully hit the grand total of $20,000. And right now, if we hit $20,000, we have an organization that's going to match every single dollar we raise. So help us kick cancer in the dick by tuning in for this entire thing, or just hang out with us and donate all your money. Bleed your savings out. Help us kill cancer. Because if we only get to make a difference if you guys support this stream, and you've supported us enough. So just send it towards cancer research, because 88 cents on every dollar goes directly to that service. This isn't a pink shame thing. This is a legit research society that's going to take all that money and put it to good use. So thank you.
Fuck cancer.
That's right, buddy.
Boom. See?
Fuck cancer.
Got my plug in at the end.
So, Adam, before we get into anything else, man, we got to hit those Bash Brew Beer Fest dates.
Yeah. We're going on tour, baby. So we still have the same ones from last week?
I feel so much good.
That's nice. Is that going to open up my brew dates every week?
I think it could.
I feel so much good.
We have production quality. We have a soundboard.
Yeah, you got a soundboard on your cell phone. Here we go. Here we come, big time. All right. So first we have, on May 14th, we have Best Brunch Ever at the Hop Farm Brewery Warehouse. Then on June 4th, we are at Brews and Bruises at the Ross River Ice Garden in Belle Vernon. On July 16th, we are doing the Brews and PA Homebrew Invitational, and that is also at the Hop Farm Brewing Warehouse.
Vanna Whiting.
There you go. Then on August 13th, we are doing Barrel and Flow Fest. The Stack at 3 Crossing, and on October 8th, Brewing Up a Cure at the Energy Innovation Center.
Wow, dude. The last three
And
there,
more to come.
super awesome, especially Barrel and Flow Fest. Thank you for allowing us to be in that one. And then Brewing Up a Cure is one we always have fun at. So
Yeah.
That's going to be...
Yeah, both of them give money to good charitable causes. We have another charitable cause one coming up in August, but just don't want to announce the date yet.
Yeah. But though, when it happens, our social media, we blast it out there, and you guys know where to go to find us, okay?
It's about 2 weeks after that Barrel Flow Fest.
Or sandwiching it in there.
2 weeks after. Yep. And it's one we did last year, so just put all the context clues together and you can figure out what it is.
Yeah. If you follow us, as you should.
It might benefit the Shriners.
We may or may not have won some.
Yeah. I just keep forgetting to look up the date before we come on live. I know they haven't announced it, but I got texted what the date was going to be. But
Next week.
yeah, next week we'll have the date.
Yeah, and it's so far away. People have time to plan.
End of August.
So, like I said, welcome back to the Jojitorium. We have dates where you can come see us. We have charitable events that you guys can support by supporting us. And what we like to do here is put our rounds with beers. So it is round one. Adam, you brought some beers, put them together. It's round one beers. What we got?
Synced up perfect. We have a nice big old stout from Hightower Brewing Company in Rayland, Ohio.
Nice. Jerry McCourt's favorite spot.
Jerry J. McCourt's favorite spot. I'm the biggest fan of him, I guess. I'm his biggest fan.
Yeah, and I believe that he is also your biggest fan too. Just the way he supports the dude. He rocks.
He's my favorite professional drinker. Yep. Or semi-professional. He plays in like the, I guess it would be the AA league, huh?
Yeah. Ooh.
Anyway, so go ahead and crack that open while I tell you about it. It is, like I said, a big stout coming in at 10% ABV. It was barrel aged in rye barrels and conditioned on pumpkins, vanilla,
Ooh,
and a blend of spices. And you literally just money shot at the side of my head with it.
And I got it on my computer.
Cool. And the nice thing about this is 10% of the can sales go towards the benefit of Augusta Levi Learning Center.
Nice. Keep
Augusta
talking or
Levi.
pouring or whatever, because I'll go get a rag.
I'll try my best, and we'll just cut if I can stop thinking of things.
next to you, and I'll keep talking.
Man, you shot that everywhere.
I really
And
did.
this beer was brought to us by our good friend Jason.
Thank you, Jason. So if you want to know what's going on with Hightower, you do search them out on all social media. It's Hightower Brewing. And you can find them over in the great state of Ohio. It's probably one of my favorite breweries to come out of Ohio. Their sour game is pretty tight, and I hear they have a good IPA game as well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in general. That came out of Ohio.
Yeah.
Man, I'm all
We definitely got this everywhere. So
tongues and lips today. I am stammering.
so go ahead and take a sip of that while.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you gave yourself
Almost
a lot
spilled my
there.
glass.
Uh-oh. Actually, put that guy out there.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
For that being a Crowler film, it stayed well carbonated. And that is barrel aged.
Oh, wow.
That is a barrel.
Yeah.
But the vanilla is nice. The vanilla plays well with the rye. I get the pumpkin in like the mouthfeel.
Yeah. Ooh, the burn. The burn right at the end.
Yeah, that's that rye, baby.
That's that rye. That's definitely that barrel aged, baby.
Rye whiskey. Make Maddie frisky.
That's really good. This is probably one of the best barrel aged beers I think I've had.
Best, better, best.
Best, better, best. All the bees.
We're both stammering. We're on coffee
It's
highs
been
right now.
It's been a long week for both of us. We're trying to bring you the content you want. And that's why after this beer goes down, we'll be a lot smoother.
Can't wait for the weekend.
Yeah, likewise.
And for you guys to hear this on Sunday. I'll be well rested by then.
Hopefully, shit.
Happy Easter, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter from the Jojitorium.
Yeah. So, speaking of busy weeks.
Yeah.
You traveled a bit, huh?
Yeah,
Tell us about it?
I left you again.
You did, but thankfully I didn't have to write the show.
Yeah, no, I came back just in time to spend my first moments at home, not kissing my wife, but writing the script for the show.
Sorry, kids. Daddy can't hug you right now.
I'm busy. Yeah, I went to Greensboro, North Carolina.
Kenny Omega's not home state.
Yeah, not his home state. And of course, I went down there for a really important training. I really enjoyed my time down there with that. I got to network with a lot of really cool people, and it wasn't for
Nice.
crypto. It was for legit training, so it was really nice.
Yeah, mash tun cleaning training.
Yep.
Surprised it took multiple days. But
Yeah.
you must have learned some good techniques.
I did. So this thing where you like turn your hand backwards and go that way instead of like trying to go underhand and try to go around, so you can save your wrist. Lessens the
Less
wrist
torque.
carpal tunnel.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
It's really good, man.
We'll put that to the test next weekend.
Yeah. So of course, when I'm down anywhere, I try to go to new breweries. So there were a couple here that were, presented to me to be the premier Greensboro breweries. So I went to a place called Natty Greens, who, thank you, now follows us on our social media.
Nice, thank you.
to have you guys aboard. Thank you for following us. They had one of the most unique lineups. They didn't have a lot on tap, but everything was really wildly different. So it wasn't just like a bunch of IPAs and one sour. It was a hazy, a West Coast, a sour, a goes. Like they really had it varied on there. So the three standouts I really got from there: the Clean Slate West Coast IPA, super malty, not as bitter as I normally would like, but it had just enough bite. Nice little mellow guy. It was good. I really, really enjoyed that one. I had pretty in pink goes, which is just straightforward goes. Just had some stone fruit in it.
Was it pink?
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
It had a really nice color. The Upside Down, which is a blonde ale, which this was the coolest one, I think, because it came in at like 6.5%, and it's a blonde ale, so it has the crispiness of blonde, but they add just enough adjuncts to it to make it taste like pineapple upside down cake.
Nice.
So it was like
Very cool.
very light. You could drink it all day. It was really good. And then when I got hammered there, I decided to roll across the street to South End Brewing. Fantastic little joint. They had Ready Set Goes, which is a pomegranate goes, and that was fantastic.
That sounds good.
Yeah, the hashtag No Filter, which is their hazy IPA, and it just tasted like they just took Centennial and just shoved it in the glass.
Nice.
Super juicy. And the lightest thing we have, because of course I want to try their Pilsner, and it delivered hard. I mean, and these were the two great ones. And I had like some other random beers here or there. I had some great restaurants and food and stuff. Really great seafood down there. And the place I stayed actually paired your drinks, no matter what it was, with what you were going to eat. So I had a jalapeno IPA that was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
I think I saw a picture of that on
yeah,
the socials.
check out our Instagram at decayinwtb, and you can check out the two other beers and some of the photographs I took from some of these places. And if you're down in North Carolina, you check them all out and just make sure you tell them the boys sent you.
I inadvertently went on a Crispy World tour of Pittsburgh last night on
Oh,
a
yeah?
Wednesday. Yeah, on a school night. That wasn't a good idea.
What'd you do? Would you get anything good?
Oh, I had to pick some stuff up at Voodoo, just some bottles, and then Golden Age.
Oh yeah, they
which
just
is
opened,
the new
right?
one in Hempstead. It's
Yeah.
like all Crispies pretty much. I mean, they have some pale ales and stuff,
Yeah.
but like some pretty traditional stuff that's
Cool.
good.
Anything
Very good.
ring true with you?
There was, I forget what the beer was called. It was their collab they did with Roundabout.
Oh, cool.
I forget what the style was called. It was like a Geissweisen.
Oh
maybe?
wow, okay.
And it was almost like a Hefeweizen, but it didn't finish with that heavy wheat aftertaste. You had like that banana, and then it just was like crispy. It was just
Ooh,
like a
that's what I
cloud.
want, because the one thing and it's like the one beer style, and lots of people like really get into the Hefeweizens. I'm not a huge Heffy guy because I don't like the weediness at the end. So if you're telling me the banana flavor is there and the weediness kind of tapers off, I gotta get some of that.
Then from there, Dennis guy hit me up. He was done with meetings. So I went
Time to kill Adam.
I went to our favorite little dive bar, Alexion's down the road here, and drank more Icy Light Mangoes than I want to admit on this podcast.
Icy Light Mango is the best craft beer in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I thought I had 3. It was not 3.
And you got your bill, and you're like, oh fuck,
It's not 3. Oh, my bill was still low. It was just,
because Icy Light Mangoes are $1.
yeah, it was just a lot of them.
You know what I find out too in my travels? No other states really have that. You know, like Milwaukee has Milwaukee Brewing Company, so they have like that kind of shit. But like Pittsburgh has IC and that.
Yingling. And,
Yeah, but like going to North Carolina, they didn't have that really. It
Oh,
was-
like a big major brewery?
yeah,
Yeah, I think they have like a big Anheuser-Busch plant there somewhere. And that's
probably.
about it.
Yeah, because that you're right, because every bar I went to had it was called Endless Happy Hour at the one place, and it was just Budweiser's.
It was like when I was in D.C., like right around D.C., there wasn't like really. They would try to call them dive bars, but there weren't like neighborhood bars there either. Like I know you're talking more like neighborhood big beers, but like
Yeah.
there wasn't neighborhood bars and stuff like that either in D.C. It was weird.
Oh.
And like their beer for all their sports teams and stuff was brewed like 3 hours away in Virginia. Like,
Which makes sense because
and then they got bought. It was Devil's Backbone, and then they got bought out by Anheuser-Busch. So
yeah.
InBev.
They still do okay though. I think
Their beer's not terrible.
it didn't go totally south,
Yeah, it was.
but it's not the same.
Used to be better.
Yep, I know how that goes.
Used to be better.
Rest in peace, Breckenridge. So, Adam, we are in the fallout of WrestleMania season. We're still kind of in the throngs of WrestleMania season, I guess, because WrestleMania Backlash is scheduled.
Which is when I stopped watching WWE again.
Yeah. Just real quick before we get into WrestleMania, just so you know, WrestleMania Backlash had a really cool idea that's already been squashed, where there was going to be a rematch between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar has been removed from all Backlash
Yeah, I saw that.
PR. So,
And
if
there's
you-
a rumor that Roman might be hurt. So
yeah. Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that here in a little bit, because we are going to go over WrestleMania 38. Yeah.
got it.
WrestleMania 38. Now, here's the thing.
from Dallas.
2 nights of this was too much. There were so many matches in this thing that didn't really listen. They're cool, they're funny, they're kind of quirky, but they don't really deserve a lot of attention because they were just kind of there. There were some surprises that I really liked.
I did like some things about the 2-night format, and I'll
Yeah.
let you know what they were when we get
Okay.
to them.
So
But overall, yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lot of filler.
bear with us, because if we get to a match, we may just say like, hey, this is the outcome of it, because we have matches like Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. It's, botchy, but had some funny spots in it. So we're going to start off on night 1 here. So we're going to look at the first match was the Usos taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which I don't like hodgepodge tag teams. I don't.
I don't either.
And I think Nakamura and Boogs are as close to a natural tag team, because they hang out a lot, but the Usos are so solidified. So you
They're
kind of
twins.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a smushed together tag team.
yeah,
To have them going for the titles at Mania when you have some like legit teams.
Street Profits.
Yeah. But I mean, not much to say about this match other than Nakamura and Boogs' entrance was pretty fucking.
That was cool, and then Boogs getting hurt. That was tough to see.
That was tough.
Yeah.
So that's what ended the match.
Yeah.
Boogs also didn't know. He needs to learn what an athletic supporter was. Little Boogs was making some appearances there that I felt uncomfortable with, especially because his like tights were like V'ing right at it. And it was yellow. Like I can see your banana, Boogs.
Dude, get a jock strap, bro.
Yeah, dude.
So this match only went 7 minutes. And
Definitely on the roids.
Oh yeah, this match only went 7 minutes. It was supposed to go a little bit longer than that.
It's all Twig and no berries.
And he's also without an ACL now too.
Yeah,
so that's always good.
No balls, no ACL.
Yep. So it did put Shinsuke Nakamura in line to at least challenge for the Universal title or the Unified Championship.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell they're going to call it. The Unified Championship?
Yeah.
But Shinsuke Nakamura makes an appearance then later on the Fallout on SmackDown where he challenges Roman Reigns.
I think we have another T-shirt, by the way.
Yep. We do?
All Twig, no berries.
All Twig, no berries.
Yeah. Decay with the boy, all Twig, no berries.
So moving to another match that I never wanted to see. It's Drew McIntyre taking on Happy Corbin. Only because this match, I kind of knew what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the beginning of the dissension between Corbin and Moss, which is supposed to start happening.
Yeah.
And okay match. Solid to a degree. My thing is if they would stop messing with Corbin's character and let him wrestle, the matches would be better.
Correct.
But they're making him evolve his character live in the ring without letting it develop in wrestling.
Right. Yeah, I have nothing really to say about this. This was the least important match I think I can say of at least of night one, because you basically have two cartoon characters going against each other.
Yeah.
Corbin's character's just goofy and dumb, and then Drew McIntyre comes out here like Wish.com Braveheart, and it's lame too. Yeah, I'm just not interested in either.
Also,
character.
how pissed off would you be if you were the ring crew and you're like, oh, halfway through the biggest show of the year, this jackass is going to go ahead and cut the ring
second
rope.
match? We had 2 hours of pre-show where there's nothing going on. You should have did it then.
Yeah. He comes out, he's like, well, I won this match and I'm really pissed, so I'm going to use Angela to cut the top rope. And then the ring crew just like, fuck.
The funniest thing was how much his plastic sword jiggle-jaggled off his ribs. Yeah. Oh, boy.
You think they'd really let him bring a real sword down there?
Cheap-ass prop department. No, but, like,
Parts.
make it out of well, maybe it was aluminum. Yeah, it was
Aluminum?
just something heavy, man. Like, aluminum.
Adamantium.
Next match. Fuck that match.
So we look at The Miz and Logan Paul defeating Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Here's the thing. This match also not super great, but I have to say Logan Paul did a really good job.
Yeah.
Logan Paul did a fantastic job.
He was very impressive. I think everybody did their part in this match.
I think so.
My one takeaway from it, and like I've only seen him wrestle a handful of matches. Dominic Mysterio, he's an awkward little dude.
Yeah, there's something about what he's doing that I don't quite particularly
He's just
like.
awkward. It's something about his face.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's 12, and like, just like I don't know if his selling is wrong or if it's just like I don't know. It's just awkward.
My feel of it is that he goes for a move and stops before the last fourth needs to be followed through with, and that's what gives it that like unfinished kind of a feeling to it, which freaks me out a little bit. Like I
feel
want
like he could benefit from a mask as well.
Yeah. Which I thought that's where it was going to go. Whenever Logan Paul stole the mask leading up to it, and he stole it back and put it on, I was like, oh, that'd be really cool if you were wearing a mask and your dad wore a mask, because eventually, in luchador lore, you'll
be El Hijo Mysterio.
You're like your son or your daughter, depending on who's going to take up they're supposed to take your name over. So I don't know. Logan Paul did a great job, and is actually setting up for him to have a short stint career in WWE. Like Vince McMahon loves him, and with good reason. I think him and Bad Bunny are a display of celebrities who take this very seriously and worked hard to put on a good show. Speaking of a good show, Bianca Belair taking on Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. To me, this is one of the best matches on the card. This was fantastic. And even with the scary botch of Becky Lynch hitting Bianca Belair in the eye, which I thought was really going to slow that match down. Yeah. Man, Bianca Belair, let me just say, and I say this with all due respect, she's a bad bitch, man.
Yeah, she took that.
It was
like the heel of the boot or the tip of the boot, right to the eye.
Full kick to the face, and she was like, "Nah, I'm still wrestling this match."
Yeah, I think that was kind of supposed to be like a flipping senton. Like she was supposed to she was just a little too far back, or Becky didn't get the leap she wanted to.
Yeah.
and fell short. It turned into like a really cool looking move because it looked like a front flip drop kick.
It was sick. And then Bianca Belair sells it on Raw.
Yeah, but she was definitely supposed to get like Becky's lower back probably.
Yeah.
Like on her shoulder and got a foot in the eye instead.
And she did really well with it. So Bianca Belair did walk away with the Raw Women's Championship here. But it does set up a rematch between the two, which I'm not mad about. I'd watch these guys wrestle one more time.
Yeah. Let's do it and get it over with. Like, because I mean, this storyline's been going since SummerSlam, so
Yeah.
like in the background. But
I really want to see Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks get into something here at some point.
Yes.
Or Bayley. If Bayley's coming back anytime soon, I'd like to see Bianca Belair and Bayley kind of go after it too. Bayley's a great singles performer, and if she's going to be full heel, then it's going to be fantastic.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
I liked her better as a heel.
I did too. Yeah. Cody Rhodes taking on Seth freaking Rollins.
You can't just say his name without putting freaking in it.
I can't, dude.
WWE's edgy, man.
The triumphant return of Cody Rhodes to WWE, and kudos to WWE. Used his AEW entrance music, used his graphics, put his shitty fucking neck tattoo on
All over the place.
Stupid, like the 3D prints. Man, they really sold his comeback. And I'm going to say right now, Cody Rhodes is the smartest fucking man in wrestling. Everyone thought it was a work. Everyone didn't know what was going on. And that dude was able to get Vince McMahon to give him Brock Lesnar style contracts and treatments.
Yeah. And Pyro.
Kudos to you, Cody Rhodes. I am sorry if I'm wearing the dog collar match shirt right now. I did it on purpose because I wanted to make sure that people know that I still support Cody Rhodes.
I do too.
Yeah.
He's the only reason I turn on Raw now. I wait until his interview's over and then I turn it off. So you need more people like that.
Yeah.
Because it comes off as real. It comes off as legit. It's not cartoony.
Even his
it's pretty
scripted
good.
stuff was,
It was legit.
it's good.
Super
a lot
legit.
of emotion. Yeah.
I hope it lasts.
I do
hope it
too.
lasts.
So it looks like they're going to prolong that. Like, so Cody Rhodes, great match, went over 20 minutes. Great finish to the match too. And also, I give a lot of credit to Seth Rollins because he was able to throw in some jabs in there, like "Welcome to the big leagues, bitch!" Like stuff.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great job on both of these guys. Which and I've read too, like propelled both of them in ranking. So like they're like, because Cody Rhodes is now considered the number 2 babyface on the roster, and then Seth Rollins is considered the number 2 heel right now.
see that for sure, yeah.
So if you see either of them flip to the other side, huge swerve, which will get the fans to pop.
Yeah, and the one spot I remember the best is the reverse superplex off the top. Which was sick.
What a spot. Yeah, that was sick, dude. Moving on to a match that wasn't sick. Charlotte Flair taking on Ronda Rousey. I don't know what happened to Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, and everything was getting hot. You had 2 good matches right before, and then somebody farted in church, and it was Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
It stunk like...
You know that this match is bad when the only thing that people talk about is Charlotte Flair's boobie falling out.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, so Charlotte Flair, for as much as you don't like her, she's actually a really great wrestler.
Most of the time.
And then Ronda Rousey.
Not this night.
Ronda Rousey.
I thought they were both...
They're both off.
sloppy, yeah.
Both off. And that's why I was like,
Might just be a lack of chemistry.
it's definitely that, because there are all kinds of rumors from the dirt sheets, the ones that Tony Khan pays off, that says that Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair just do not get along, no matter if it's on camera, off camera. But that kind of plays into Charlotte Flair's whole thing. At least everyone's
She doesn't get along with anybody.
Yeah. But then
Except her plastic surgeon.
she put his
I hate to
kids
harp on that
through
every time I see her, but
college.
man, she just looks weird.
13 titles and
Sad.
13 like it's
Sad.
It's a lot, man. Like honey, you look great. You don't need to do that.
Nope.
You look fantastic.
Did not need to do that.
Ronda Rousey's been receiving some criticism even after this match, prolonging the fact that the fans sullied on her whenever she talked shit whenever she was on hiatus.
Turn into it. Come back as a heel and shut the fuck up.
That's all I want. I thought she was going to be a heel the way she kind of reintroduced herself to everybody.
Yeah. She came in Mania and just spanked everybody.
Yeah. And then we go on to the main event, which was supposed to be KO Kevin Owens' talk show, bringing on Steve Austin, where the great build up to this one. And it just, the way it broke out into a match with Steve Austin looking like he never stopped wrestling.
Yeah. Other than his knees are gone.
Those things are
like, dude,
popped, yeah.
it looked painful for him to walk.
When he was stomping.
Yeah.
In this,
yeah. Yeah. Right at the start, he got him in the corner and started stomping a mud hole in him and walking it dry, and it wasn't. He was like kicking a pebble down the road and walking it wet. It looked bad, but it got better. It only got better from there. kudos for 17 years off and
Yeah.
doing that, taking a suplex on concrete.
Which was sick.
It was
He
unreal.
sold that well.
Yeah.
I want to say that WWE did
so
this
much-
right, that it was fan service, 100%. Everything about it.
If they finally did some decent fan service in a
Yeah.
Mania, and it was nostalgia through the roof.
Yeah. Great way to end the first night
Yes.
for sure. Yeah. And so spoiler alert too, they injected Steve Austin later in the second night too. So he came out again. And then of course we have to talk about the worst stunner now. It used to be on his wife, Linda McMahon. Now it is on Vince. Yeah. Vince, the guy who had no problem taking bumps before, for some reason was scared maybe to take a stunner.
I think he stumbled
Yeah.
accidentally.
The kick kind of knocked him backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Worst stunner. And I love Mick Foley's reaction to it on social media.
Doing a full-on belly laugh.
So good. So good. So great. Actually, if I wanted to grade the first night, I'd give it a B+. I think it was serviceable.
I liked more than half.
Yeah.
You said B+.
I'm say B+.
I'll go B+. Stone
The
Cold
reason,
saved it.
and that's what I was gonna say. Stone Cold coming in at the end there. Yeah.
Stone Cold saved it from being a B.
Yeah. It started off as a wet napkin with that tag match, and then I think Stone Cold really
Honestly, the first two matches sucked, and then
good meat after that, and then Charlotte.
except for Charlotte.
That was just tough, man. That should have been a good match, and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
So we're
and
gonna
the first match was just a
Yeah.
victim to an injury. Like
Yeah,
that wasn't their fault.
that's
That
true.
could have ended up being better than it was. I don't know. I wasn't super interested in it. I knew what was going to happen. So like,
And then night 2, I think they tried to take the matches that weren't. I think night 2 was expendable to a certain degree. I know that the biggest match there is the unification match, but let's go through it real quick. We have RK Bro.
yeah, this would be a much quicker.
Taking on the Street Profits and Alpha Academy, with RK Bro retaining the tag team championships for Raw. So a triple threat tag team match only getting 11.5 minutes is kind of telling. That should have been a little longer, but I would have rather have seen RK Bro and Street Profits without Alpha Academy, or just RK Bro and Alpha Academy. Throwing in another tag team into a mix like this, unless you really have a lot of heat between the teams, doesn't really look.
Because it was a tornado tag match too, right?
Yeah.
So you had like 6 guys in there all at once. It was kind of clunky.
Just too much, yeah.
But in all honesty, like for only 11 minutes and it opening the night, it was maybe the most enjoyable match for me.
Yeah,
There was more enjoyable segments later on,
Yeah,
but
no.
I think purely based on the wrestling, this one was pretty exciting. They had some nice spots.
The RKO from out of nowhere from Riddle was.
Yeah.
I almost called him Riddell.
almost
Call
got-
back to one of our first episodes
Yeah,
ever.
a springboard RKO.
It's really
out
sick.
of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I like the play between Riddle and Randy.
Randy.
It's really good. Randy.
Very cool.
So we go into a match that deserves nothing.
Nope.
Bobby Lashley wins. Oh,
Great.
yeah. See ya.
Next.
Johnny Knoxville defeating Sami Zayn in an Anything Goes match. You had to know that all the Jackass crew was going to get in here. This match had like all the devices that Johnny Knoxville tried to use all kind of failed, except for like the big hand slap. But what I want to do here is say the reason why this match was serviceable was because Sami Zayn sold everything.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job.
He took a suplex off the corner into a table full of mousetraps from Johnny fucking Knoxville.
I thought it was. It was all really just goof, but
Yeah. I could agree with
it was
that.
fine. I was kind of impressed that they did do a live match. I thought it was going to be a theatrical match or a cinematic match, with like some safety precautions in with the stunts. But
Yeah.
no, they did it straight out. I mean, the finish was just
Botchy as fuck.
bonkers
Yeah.
crap with a PVC mousetrap
Yeah.
slamming on him at 1 mile an hour.
I can't move,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. But a wee man giving him the Andre Slam was
That was cool. Yeah,
that was
I did
pretty
enjoy
cool.
that. So we move on to a fatal 4-way tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championship here, and it's Sasha Banks, Naomi taking on Carmella, Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. This was a really good fatal 4-way tag team match for the women's division. I really believe that. But the only problem that they had here is that their teams are so smashed together that only one of the performers can really carry the team through a match like this. So realistically, you can get rid of Liv Morgan, you can get rid of Carmella, and you can get rid of Natalya, and there's your match.
Yeah.
You know, Sasha Banks and Naomi, of course, are the most skilled out of all of them, which is why, you know, they take home the tag team belts. And it eventually sets up, whenever that dissolves and they go after each other, that's going to be a cool, like when Sasha Banks and Naomi feud.
Yeah.
Because they're going to drop those belts to somebody. And it would be smart to drop them to somebody like Carmella and Queen Zelina to get the heat. And then that's where you see the dissension. But 10 minutes and 50 seconds for this match, which is not a whole lot of time for that many bodies in a ring. But everyone got to showcase. Everyone hit their finisher. And I think Liv Morgan, despite the fact that I took her out of the match, she really shined in the second half.
I think she's doing well. I think she's doing really well.
In the second half, she was kind of cold in the first half. But I think that's kind of building toward that Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley split.
Feud.
Yeah. Because Ripley, I think, is going to that Edge faction.
It'll be on the pre-show of Backlash.
God. WrestleMania Backlash. We go into the match here that I loved this one. It was Edge taking on AJ Styles in a singles match. They gave it 24 minutes. You didn't like this one?
It was all good, and then the end ruined everything.
What about the end did you like?
Just a distraction roll-up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's why I liked it.
stupid.
It's the heel thing. That's why I liked
Sure
it.
was, but it's just like, just give me a genuine end to the match, and then
I will say
do a little shit
Yeah.
afterwards or something.
the ending definitely could have been something that you played out on Raw.
Yeah, there was no explanation for it. Like, nothing.
Like, there he is. There's a roll.
Could somebody at least tell the
Damian Priest
Could,
came out.
could the announcers at least, like, have something to say about
That's
it? Like,
why you need Joey Styles to come back or something. Oh my God! Just something to come back and kind of give it credence. I did. The match was great. I think Edge and AJ Styles can really. They wrestled very well. The chemistry was there.
Yeah.
The roll up. You're right. It was kind of lame.
It was
It's
a lame
definitely
finish.
Yeah.
It could have all been saved if Damian Priest just got on the mic afterwards and was like, "You all know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here," and just left.
Bye.
And then just did the surfer and then left.
Oh,
That would have saved the whole thing.
That would have.
In an NWO shirt. That's all I need.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, put me on the writing staff, Vince.
We go to a match that deserves nothing. Sheamus and Ridge Holland take on the New Day.
The New Day in a minute 40.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because the New Day is their tag team champions.
Fuck it.
This is a match I liked. Pat McAfee taking on Austin Theory with Vince McMahon side carting Austin Theory. Pat McAfee is a very good wrestler for not wrestling all the time. And I like how they sell his leg strength as being one of the things that he can defeat you
He's a
with.
punter.
Yeah, he's going to punch your fucking head into the stands, which I love. And it was cool. He punted a ball into the stands. And did you see where it landed? People went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that movie Critters when they started eating that one dude who fell in front of the ball of them. That's kind of just snacked it up. It was crazy. So Pat McAfee does defeat Austin Theory, which pissed off his dad, Vince McMahon. So then Vince McMahon decided at 79,000 years old to take off of his shirt and then get in there and wrestle Pat McAfee.
Got the McBoobers out.
Good Lord. And then he beats Pat McAfee.
He punted a ball into his face at 1 mile an hour.
It's my...
On the lawnmower, it was all the way to the turtle on the throttle.
This is the fastest that Vince McMahon has ever buried talent.
That's fine, though. He's an announcer. He's a part-time talent. It's fine. And you lost to Vince McMahon. It's fine.
You lost to Vince, but could you imagine having Austin Theory and Pat McAfee with having a legitimate feud going into, like, I don't know, 2 months of programming? So cool. And then have Austin Theory go over on Pat McAfee with Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon can start the whole, like, the new...
You're the chosen one.
Yeah. Or it go back to the
Austin.
evolution thing. Kind of go back to, like, the
Corporate ministry.
It was me, Austin, all along. So we go up to the main event. That was a dud. Roman Reigns taking on Brock Lesnar to unify the championships from SmackDown and Raw.
I went to bed.
This was a terrible
It was
match.
too late on a Sunday. Austin got me all... So the Steve Austin Stunning McMahon was right before this.
Yeah.
Although I will give props to Austin Theory and Pat McAfee. They took the stunner wonderfully.
Dude, Theory taking the Thunder was sick.
Yeah. And then
Reminds me-
McMahon did it.
Reminds me a lot of when The Rock used to take
Remind
it.
me of a Liu Kang bicycle kick
Yeah.
in Mortal Kombat. But yeah, I went to bed. I watched the Roman Brock match the next day, and I was like, yep, exactly what I
It's
expected.
very unimpressive.
Except for Remen's
He got hurt.
arm popping. Looks like he tore
You
his
could
bicep.
tell, like he tried to like bring the other belt up, and he just couldn't do it. Yeah, and then his dad Paul Heyman had to come in and take the other belt off.
Yeah, I watched a replay, and you can see it pop.
He was hurting too. You could the wince he had.
Hopefully, it's
trying
just
to-
a tear, but
I hope. Yeah.
good job for Brock though, laying that freaking Kimura in, man.
That was pretty good. Yeah. That's what happened.
He tried to get the belts.
He's like, I'm gonna fuck this match up and just take these things.
Brock's going into business for himself.
It's a work, brother.
It's the Dallas dick job instead of the Montreal screw job.
So if we look at some of the WrestleMania fallout here, Roman Reigns losing the belt will be huge for whomever can do it. But can creative do it well?
Put it on Cody, damn it.
And that's what's going to happen. I believe down the road, I think you're going to have the man who believes he moves the needle in Roman Reigns taking on the indie return son of a plumber, Cody Rhodes.
When are they doing this? SummerSlam, maybe?
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because you get the belt off Roman, because the big rumored match for next Mania is him and The Rock. And
Yeah.
you don't need a belt.
Don't need a belt
It's a
for
part-timer coming in.
Right. So I think you're going to see, I think that's when you're going to see Cody Rhodes because
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Because that's the one thing he's always said he wanted to do for himself and for his dad. So
his dad.
I think it's really cool.
It's my dad.
It's my dad. Several
He says
WWE's
dad the same way every time. I love it.
Yeah, it gets you choked up.
It's it's powerful.
And then the show when he did the bionic. Oh, that was so good in the middle of the match.
I jumped off the couch for a second.
I was happy for that too. So several WWE stars are in need of a change in persona or character if they truly want to make a push for their chance at championship. I'm looking at you, Alexa Bliss. I don't know where the hell you're at. I know you got married. Congratulations, but what the hell are you doing with your character? You got to figure it out. Are you Satan incarnate? Are you back to being, whatever the hell she was, Little Miss Bliss? Or she needs that.
She went off and married Ryan Carbonara.
Yeah, the owner of Olive Garden.
Yeah. Mr. Carbonara.
Mr. Carbonara, yeah.
Free breadsticks for life, Alexa.
Yeah.
Good job.
His dad owned Texas Roadhouse, and then he branched off into Olive Garden and gave it to his son, Ryan Carbonara. Yeah. It was good.
Is his mom Ruth Chris?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay,
That's exactly
cool.
it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
She was a farmer. She farmed. She was a livestock farmer, and
Yeah.
she would take cows down and shoot them in the face, and get
And then put butter on them.
put butter on them. Yeah,
And then charge you $20 for a baked potato.
she's friends with Paula Dean. Everything's better at butter. I almost said and racism.
Yeah.
because Paula Dean's one of the most racist
I
pieces of
almost said
shit
that
ever.
too.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck
her.
Paula Dean. So we need to see some
Fuck
stars.
her and Ruth.
Oh yeah. So we need to see some stars take a turn onto something else. I think Drew McIntyre needs to make a change. I think
Big time.
Yeah, he's gotten stale.
I think he's the next feeder for Roman at this point.
I think he is too.
Take
yeah.
the kilt off and go in there and get beat, son.
Yep. And then I want to see. Probably Becky Lynch would be cool if she did a little bit of a tweak to her character too. I think
Maybe. I liked her look. I liked her new look.
It was cool, yeah.
It was very Blade Runner.
that was yeah. I think that we need to see more heel rock star personalities, and you know who'd be really good at that right now to get a push again?
Seth already has the push.
The Miz.
Nah.
The Miz. Push him
I
toward.
mean, they are. It looks like they are.
Yeah, you got to give him a singles title push towards the mid card, I think, and you can do that if you make him
They
more of
got
a heel.
Theory in there right now, though.
That's a
Going
good
against
matchup,
Finn.
though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Except they keep beating my boy Finn. I don't like that part.
he's not having a good
He's worth
few months.
more than that.
He really is with those gutters. Oh man, he's got the V.
Gutters, the Irish Springs.
And like I said before, Cody Rhodes is the smartest man in wrestling right now. He's smarter than the dirt sheets, and he's being treated like gold by WWE. And I hope that it stays this way.
I hope it stays that way. That's all I can say about it.
But the fallout from that is all the stars with expiring contracts in AEW, Impact, New Japan Pro Wrestling, MLW, GCW. They're watching.
Yeah.
And WWE made a fucking power move. As much as people want to downplay it as much as they are, them giving Cody Rhodes what they gave him is going to really attract some other stars they have some heat with. MJF could go to WWE.
His only problem is his contract is so long still.
It is long, and there's no way he could say the things that he says on WWE.
I think he's creative enough to get over as
I
a
think he
heel
is
too.
too,
But
yeah.
I don't want to see it. I want him to stay where he can say whatever the hell he wants.
I like that too. But
If you can't call somebody Methany on cable TV, then
what
I
are you
don't
even
want to.
doing
I don't want
there?
to.
I'm not even tune in. Yeah. And then lastly here for WWE, are we seeing the end of the brand split? So we're seeing the unification of the championships, and then the Usos are now fighting for unified tag belts.
Right.
Which that's going to be a great match. RK Bro.
Oh, it's RK Bro.
Yeah.
I was going to say, who even has him on the other show? Okay.
Because
Yeah,
then
that'd
after
be
that, you really set up a good match between whoever wins that match and the Street Profits. Because the Street Profits are really good.
And I already saw the next line. It's going to be Legacy comes back
That's
against
it.
the Bloodline.
I like it. I'd buy
Since
it.
you got Cody and Randy back, just get paid Ted DiBiase Jr. a bunch of money, or just have him send Matt Riddle his trunks.
Everybody that leaves Evolution and all that, they all become real estate agents. You know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or thieves. I don't think Ted DiBiase Jr. stole all that money, but I think his dad might have.
Definitely
and his
did.
brother.
Everyone's got a price.
He did the missionary man work, man. He did a fraudulent church thing.
He certainly
Yeah,
did.
that's pretty freaking
Gotta
good.
put money in Jesus' plate.
That's a heel, buddy.
Adam Shear versus Tony Khan versus Buff Bagwell. This sounds
Tidings.
kind of weird to me. It should sound weird to you. But the Titan, who should be controlling his own narrative, is taking shots at anyone who wants these hands. Tony Khan broke the news that he hired staff to investigate all the anti-AEW rhetoric and found solid proof that there are ghost accounts, bots, and smaller groups of people are pushing a significantly biased opinion of AEW. Of course, this stokes the interest of the Titan, because he goes on Twitter and takes shots at Tony Khan, saying that Tony Khan pays off dirt sheets and is scared of control your narrative because they are competition. I'm not saying CYN is not competition, but I haven't seen
I'll say they're not.
I haven't seen a single fucking match from CYN.
I'm so sad that Killer Cross is there.
Yeah.
And he grew his hair out. He looks dumb with hair.
Yeah, I have searched everywhere for one of these matches. I want to see one.
I can only find clips on
Yeah.
YouTube, like 30-second clips.
And I have a fight.
That don't look good. It looks like bar wrestling,
Yeah,
basically.
I have a fight.com pass. I bought a pass, and I still can't find CYN anywhere. I can find AAA, I can find MLW, GC, I can find all that stuff. I can't find you, CYN. So control your fucking narrative so I can actually see something. You know what I mean? How are you selling tickets right now?
It's Ethan Carter III. He's got all Dixie's money still. Remember, he's her nephew.
That's why you're never going to be successful, because everyone's going to connect you to that dumb bitch. Dump that bitch.
Yeah, man. I like that the Titan. I like his new haircut. He looks like a West Virginia steroid addict.
He looks like he's on the Wild Whites of West Virginia.
He sure does.
The sequel.
He sure does.
So the animosity, this stems from these parties having some friction whenever Tony Khan didn't let AEW stars perform on CYN. Despite there being mutual interest between CYN and AEW. But I think Tony Khan kind of saw the forest for the trees on that one. CYN's not very safe.
Exactly. I was going to say, maybe he didn't want his top stars getting injured on your shitty show for 500 people.
Right. He let some people go over to a match. Well, he loaned everybody to AAA, if you remember.
Yeah.
And everyone came back hurt.
And he loans select few people to GCW.
Yeah. And they get hurt all the time.
Moxley didn't.
No, Moxley hurts everybody. So then you want to enter player 3, Buff Bagwell. He made a cute little tweet about CYN, equating it to like stomach cramps for a fart, which I thought was funny. It's a fun little tweet.
Good.
It's
pretty good.
Yeah, it's innocuous.
He's in the accountability crib now.
Yeah.
DDP's DDP.
Love it, man.
He got super kicked at the GCW show.
I
Joey
saw.
Janela.
Oh my god, Joey Janela is an underrated heel. So Buff Stuff Petty Party of One posted Adam Shear's mugshot after the Titan posted one of Buff Bagwell's recent legal concerns on social media. It's petty bullshit. Leave each other alone. And that's what I was saying. And then all of a sudden they went meat castle handshake with each other. And we're like, I'm really sorry, bro. We should be lifting each other up. Yeah, bro. We definitely should lift each other up because, like, we got to make money together, brother.
Can you tell me what Braun Strowman got arrested for?
So it was fake. It was fake.
Oh.
So Buff Bagwell posts this a mugshot of him, and it's for boating while under the influence. And then Adam Shear is like, yeah, I got pulled over for that shit, and I got a fine, but I didn't get arrested. Like, you took my strongman photo.
I was the boat.
Yeah, he could have been at that point. I think he was like damn near 400 pounds. He was strongmanning at that time. Everyone forgets that Adam Shear was a strongman competitor, and he was like a
Before that, he was a fat guy like us.
Oh yeah, but way stronger. So AEW Night of Champions kind of happened. So it's championship week here for AEW. So we're going to touch on a couple things, but just so you know, the boys are invading AEW on April 20th.
So we got 9. Well, we got 7 adults and 2 children.
Yeah. And we're invading. We're invading. We're bringing our own tank.
That's our juniors division.
Yeah, absolutely. So real quick, the 2 matches that really stood out to me, Jurassic Express taking on Red Dragon for the AEW tag titles.
Sad outcome.
And then Samoa Joe taking on Minoru Suzuki for the ROH TV title. I really did enjoy the tag match. I thought it let Red Dragon really shine there. I didn't like the outcome because I think Jurassic Express is one of the tamest, least entertaining tag team champions that I've seen in a while.
Well, and I like that FTR is going on a run collecting belts right now.
I do,
and
like
I
that.
don't want to see them go against Jurassic Express. I wanted to see them go against Red Dragon.
I want to see them go on the belts against the Young Bucks.
They just did last week.
I know, but I want to see it for the AEW title.
Nah.
Yeah.
Put it on Red Dragon. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, I would like that too. I think Red Dragon has shown that they can carry.
And that's when Bret Hart comes back. They keep teasing
everywhere.
it. They keep teasing it.
Well, with the Owen Hart Cup too.
Right.
Yeah.
FTR wants Bret Hart to be the manager. And now they're face. It could happen.
That's pretty sick.
Let's do it.
So then we go to Samoa Joe taking on Suzuki. This was great. Stiff match. Fantastic. I liked the outcome. Either side could have been cool for the outcome because I think they're both very well-respected veterans. But putting the belt on Samoa Joe right now is the smart move because I think he's the more young, energetic guy that can take on more appearance dates, especially because Tony Khan has Ring of Honor and AEW. So you're going to need people that can fill those spots.
Yeah.
And then
I just didn't like the match. I'm an old curmudgeon about it. Like, I don't like them just standing there and waiting to get hit.
yeah,
They like slapped each other for
That's
like
true.
8 minutes straight, and it's just like,
You
and then
take
the other
it.
guy stands there and brace it. You can see him brace for
Yeah.
it, and like it's like
that's true. But I think that's Suzuki style though.
It
too.
is.
I
It
think
is.
because if you saw Samoa Joe take on Max Caster, that was a really good match.
Hot take. I'm not a big fan of him. You can Nana Nina Ray all over the place, you basement dwellers. I don't give
Who?
a Suzuki. I'm not a fan.
Really?
No.
I
He's
like
boring.
him.
He's boring.
I like him.
He's boring. His entrance was
Murder
stupid.
So real quick, let's touch on.
You just have all those freaking mouth breathers waiting for that one line, and then you get Nina Ray, and then the guitar solo kicks in there. Oh,
just come everywhere.
Nataro never touched me like that. Kama Chameleon. What's the Dragon Ball Z thing?
Kamehameha.
Yeah, whatever. Kama Chameleon. Get the fuck out of my
Jesus Christ.
Get the fuck out of the basement. You
Neckbeard bitches.
coming at you from my basement. It's my basement, though. It's not my mom's
We
basement.
own this basement. There's a fucking brewery right behind that camera. So, Adam, let's touch on UFC drama and the Fallout therein real quick before we go to a break here. So, UFC 273 went off pretty much as we expected, except for one thing. Sterling beat Jan.
You sure did.
And he beat him, my estimation, he did it pretty well.
So, boy, I'll do it as quick as I can.
Yeah.
So I had it scored. I think it was round 2 and 3 for Sterling, and the last 2 rounds for Jan.
Yeah.
The arguments the first round,
Yeah.
which was boring as shit.
Yeah.
Hardly anything happened.
Just feel it, they were feeling each other out.
Yeah, like Sterling was feeling him out, connected more times. Jan hit him with like 2 big hits.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you score that? But then the other controversy is in round 2, Aljamain Sterling was so dominant. Was that a 10-8 round? Like, there's all these moving pieces, and that's my assessment of it. I do think Sterling won. You could argue either way, and that's a problem. And that's why Dana White shouldn't get so grumpy pants about it.
Yeah. Death before decision. That's one of the best things I ever heard. Death before. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Didn't Dana say that, or he at least stole it and said it a couple times?
You know who said it first? Stitch. Stitch
That
said
makes
it
sense.
first.
That makes sense.
He'd be greasing you up, and he would say "death before decision" before you went into the cage. And you're right. Dana White he stole it, and they put it on the back of shirts for a while. All those Affliction dum-dums were wearing that. Like, death before. You don't fight. You're wearing an Affliction shirt.
I think it was tap out. 'Cause Stitch was. I hope it was tap out because Stitch was at least with tap out.
Yeah,
for a
that's
while
true,
there.
yeah.
But who knows?
So when we look at this,
They're all dum shirts.
so
now.
Sterling takes home the bantamweight belt, and the biggest problem here is that Dana White was caught like not liking this, not once but 3 times. Yeah. Once when the announcement was made for the fight decision, and then when he was supposed to put the belt on Sterling, and then again during the post-card presser.
Yeah.
White he's catching heat from multiple sources for his indifference to a strong performance from the most complete version of Sterling I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, he was great.
That was fantastic. And the rumor is he's like worried he's going to turn into Tyron Woodley, just be kind of boring. But who cares? That's how you fucking keep the belt.
Whatever. Like, it's a legit sport, man.
Yeah.
Like, be happy that you got an athlete, and be happy now you can run it back a third time and there's interest. Like, it was
Ton
at
of
least
interest.
a close fight.
Yeah.
But if you wanted your boy Jan to win, like, your boy should have won. Like, knock him out.
Right.
Knock him down.
And he had the power to do it, but he couldn't defeat the cage control and the prowess of staying away from the power-loaded left.
That's why I don't get it. I am a fan of a lot of MMA fighters, but, like, I don't die defending anybody.
No.
Like, if somebody beats my boy, then that guy's good. Like, it's just it's not a team sport. I'm not backing. I mean, if they're from Pittsburgh, I'd probably root for them harder than anybody. But the only one we had to root for in the last handful of years was Josh Koscheck, and he was a dick.
Fuck that guy.
So, I mean, it's just like, I just root for the fight to be good.
Yeah.
And I'll bet and I'll root for the side I picked, but you can't get upset and grumpy pants. Just throw another match together and beat them, Dana.
Absolutely.
Don't show it.
And you know what we didn't get grumpy about? All of our sponsors, because we have
Steroid
some
egg.
really good ones.
He's a steroid egg of a man.
He does cocaine and strippers too, according to Jake Paul. So
Him and Tony Khan probably hung out and did cocaine that night.
I have an announcement. I have an announcement. We have sponsors, and they're during this break. And if you support our sponsors, you support us. And when you support us, we get major announcements. See you on the other side. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. And as you can see, we are all tatted up. So, Adam, I have to ask you, buddy, what's the number one rule about having tattoos?
Aftercare, Matt.
That's right, aftercare. And what's the number one company for aftercare?
I only use Lucky 13s.
I only use Lucky 13s as well. So, and all of our fans can too. So if you go to lucky13s.com and use our promo code MATA193529, you can save 25% on your entire order because
From the first line of your tattoo and beyond, Lucky 13s keeps you looking fresh.
welcome back. Hopefully you heard something that you like. Because again, when you support our sponsors, you support us. And when you support us, we're bringing some pretty cool stuff. And we have tons of cool guests coming on. We have just the feelers out to everybody. People want to get on this podcast now, Adam. And it's because, you want to know why? It's because
Our sponsors.
our sponsors, they help us keep this going. So check them out. You might like something there. You got tattoos, get the tattoo them. You listen to the podcast that we recommend, go listen to them because they're awesome people. Go to the live stream for a cure. Go to our fucking Redbubble. Get a dad hat. They're $19.52.
Getting all Twigs and No Berries t-shirt coming soon.
That's coming soon. I'm going to make that tonight. That's going to be a good one.
Put Books Birkin.
Yeah.
You know?
So, Adam, we are back in this bitch, and we are in round 2, and you made a fantastic beer. So, put together round 2 beers. Round 2 beers, what we got?
We got a beer from Bash Brew.
Oh, self-serving.
Like you said. We're self-serving again. But for a friend of the podcast, Dark Root Barbershop up in Allentown, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Don't go to Allentown, PA.
You're right.
It's the neighborhood in Pittsburgh.
Way too far.
Dark Root. Hit them up. You can get Ricky on an app called The Cut on your mobile phone. You can schedule a time, pay right through there, tip right through the app. It's very
Wonderful.
nice.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about taking cash. And when you go, get some of this. It's the Dark Roots Stout, brewed by Bash Brew exclusively for his shop and for the Jojitorium.
Of course.
It's our oatmeal stout coming in at 5.8% this time. Overshot our efficiency a little bit. I was hoping for 5.5%, but
Gets you a little buzzed up while you're getting your lines in. That's
yeah.
cool.
So it's the base malt in it's Munich malt and a little bit of 2-row base. So you get a little bit of sweetness. Of course, some oatmeal in there because it's an oatmeal, and then you get that roastiness.
Yeah.
And it's super dark.
And then so the one thing I really enjoy about this and the former iterations, the one thing you cranked up here on this one is the roastiness, because you know I like roastiness. And I think you made this for me just as much as you made it for Ricky. It's okay.
I make it. It's self-serving for me too. I like a good
It's good.
sessionable stout. Yeah.
And it really is too. This is a stout that you can have all throughout the year because it's not too heavy. It doesn't make you feel really full. It has a nice roastiness to it. It got a lot of flavor.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
and the ABV is not super high, so you're not going to get shit housed on 2 of them.
Yeah.
You can have a few.
And for the beer nerds out there, the SRM, which is the color of it, is almost off the scale dark.
Nice.
Like I make it as dark as I possibly can without making it too roasty bitter.
Yeah.
You don't want that burnt coffee taste. You want
Right.
balance still.
Don't want to taste like Starbucks. Still Starbucks after all these months. Fuck you.
They fired me.
Yep. We had to fire you because of it. So, Adam, like I said before, spooky season's right around the corner, and we love.
It's not, but for us it is.
It's always we're halfway there. So it's right around the corner, and we got done celebrating some of the wonderful women in the world in March. It was Women's History Month, so I thought it was only right because we had guests in between. We couldn't do this in the meantime. I want to go online and find the top 10 final girls in horror as ranked by a reputable site, Ranker. Ranker is what it is. It's where fans can go on and actually rank things in order from 1 to 10 by voting on them. And there were thousands and thousands and thousands of votes for these. So this is according to Ranker. So what I want to do, Adam, is just kind of go over this, and then we can say which ones we think belong, don't belong. And then if we have some people that we want to make adjustments on, we can do that.
I'm glad you clarified that it's kind of fan vote and it wasn't an individual that did this, because I would say some bad things about that individual.
So I would say if you look at this list and compare it to like IMDb's list or Muovo, I think is the other one that's on YouTube all the time, those ones are more true to like critics.
Okay.
And it's wildly different. I want to do fan-driven stuff because...
No, it's fun. You get a little bit more variety in there.
Yeah, and we get to debate a little more because you kind of get to see where the fans are voting and see where it's like a popular kind of thing. You know?
Right.
So I'm going to start at number 10 and work my way up to number 1 because number 1's kind of obvious. So number 10 here, we're going with Sarah Bailey, played by Robin Tunney, and that's in The Craft from the 1990s, where a coven of witches find their fourth and finally summon the the arc witches of the 4 cardinal coordinates, and they all get imbued with significantly incredible powers.
Way to go there. I can't believe you remembered all that.
I love The Craft. I really, really do.
It got me into goth girls.
Yep. Welcome to my fetish.
Not one of my favorite movies, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, I really like it. It was actually, and it was the come out movie for Neve Campbell. This is really, really solidified herself as a horror actress because despite the fact that The Craft has been marked as the horror gothic version of Clueless, because that's what it's been kind of, because it's around the same time, as if it's really is scary if you're checking it out for the first time.
So I don't know if you know this or not. Is Robin Tunney the actress in that movie that went on to be in Half Baked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a huge crush on her.
No, I still do.
Yeah.
Sarah Bailey's character was absolutely stunning, and she did a great job there. And it was
I thought that was her name. I was just wasn't sure.
Another big thing about The Craft too is about really heavy. To go back to Women's History Month, it was very empowering. She her spell she put on the sex addict and fucked him over. That was really cool. So we can move on to number 9 here. Heather Langenkamp as herself in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. If you don't listen to us or watch horror movies, Wes Craven's New Nightmare is Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's when Wes Craven came back and tried to like reboot his own series and didn't want to call it Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So it was like meta.
It was meta because Heather Langenkamp was the original final girl in the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
as Nancy.
Right,
but now it's just her. Ugh. It was a terrible movie.
It was terrible.
It's a terrible movie. This doesn't belong on the list at all.
And we'll get
for
it.
me. I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, so but, it just gives me the
Number 8, we're looking at Gail Weathers, played by Courtney Cox in the Scream franchise. Now, the reason why she's on here, and we'll see later on that Scream makes another entrance here, is because Scream broke a lot of rules, and I think that's why this is allowed to be on here, because in different movies, Gail Weathers was the heroine that really saved the day at times. So her and Dewey getting it on.
I also make an on this entry on the list, and we'll get into it later.
Yeah, and then we go on to a movie I really, really like here. Erin Harson, played by Sharni Vinson in You're Next. You're Next was a nice reintroduction towards survival horror, and with a very heavy female lead focus.
Yeah, it was like survival / home invasion, right?
Yeah,
From what I remember.
Home Invasion with a twist.
Yeah.
So this was a fantastic movie, and you come to find out that Erin has some training, and she does not make it easy for the invaders. It's a great movie. It reminds me a lot of Straw Dogs.
Yes.
In the way that it's written. We move on here to Maddie, played by Kate Siegel in Hush, a movie you do not like. I know that. I enjoyed Hush. I did. But Maddie plays a deaf final girl, and she is quite tough in her approach to the killer. Yeah.
Yep. She's on the list.
We go then on to number 5. Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp, for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So Nancy Thompson has been in and out of this franchise a ton. She disappears for a while for whenever some of the new heroines kind of come into the mix. There was actually another person they were talking about during Dream Warriors. Mm-hmm. She was the one who was kind of like rivaling up with Nancy Thompson, and
as deserved. Yes.
Yeah, that great job in it was number 3.
Yep.
Yeah, wonderful movie.
For her being the third installment in a genre
An established
series,
franchise. Yeah. Did a great job.
Great third movie, yeah.
We're going to go on to Grace Ledomas, played by Samara Weaving, and it's in Ready or Not, which was a fun movie as well. Ready or Not had a cool twist at the end. Have you watched this movie?
I have not seen it. So in research for the podcast, I watched the trailer, and I want to watch the movie now.
I don't.
It looks fun.
I can't spoil it for you then, because the end you're like, what the fuck happened?
It looks fun. And just from the trailer. Mm-hmm. She seems like a pretty badass final girl.
She really is. So. Take someone who's like pretty punk rock and put her in a scenario where she has that what the fuck mentality. And
I just saw her punching a bunch of rich people in the face, and I liked it.
It's the most brutal game of hide and go seek you're ever going to watch in a movie.
Yeah, I'll be watching that this weekend.
Move on to one that I really like, and if you watch this podcast, you listen to me talk, you know this is my favorite. Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver in the Aliens franchise. She re-solidified female protagonists in horror movies. I think she did, because I know that Aliens gets chalked up as a sci-fi movie, but it's a horror movie, man.
It's sci-fi horror, yeah.
Really, really enjoy that one. Glad that the fans could at least vote correctly on this one. We move on to number 2 here, and it's Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell in the Scream franchise, which again, Scream is my favorite slasher. And I think Sidney Prescott's character was very well developed, even in the shitty Scream, which is Scream 3. She still played pretty well. The writing was shit.
The character suffered from really bad writing, but the character as a whole survived it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And number 1, we're looking at Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween franchise.
Who?
Who?
Never heard of her.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
She's not been on the tip of everybody's lips for the last 5 years.
She's a chick from the Activia commercials.
Yeah. Poop, poop.
But she's ringing
poop,
true.
Poop, stab, stab.
She's ringing true at number 1 because, as you know, Halloween is just like Black Lives Matter, according to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Even though Halloween was filmed before. Cringe. Hashtag cringe.
Bo Burnham put out a song. I don't know if it's how things work in his new special Inside, and he wears a sock on his hand, and at one point he anthropomorphizes the sock, and he turns the sock to him. He's like, "Why does every white motherfucking person think that everything's about them?" Jamie Lee Curtis is a fucking white sock.
Also, Bo Burnham, white girl's Instagram. So, I
love it.
It all ties. But yeah, geez, man, Jamie Lee Curtis jumped the boomer shark on that one.
She certainly did. So, Adam, I like here that you put in Adam's notes.
Yeah, don't go below my notes. I want you to guess what my biggest problem with this list is.
Well,
it's not somebody that's on it. I'll give you a hint. It's not somebody that's on it, although I do have problems with that too.
Yeah.
It's somebody that was left off of it.
I know that you have favorite franchises.
Uh-huh.
So I would say, and we talked about this last time too. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Uh-huh. You're hitting it on the nose.
Yeah, there's Slim.
Yes.
So
I said Slim or Sally Hardesty should be on
Oh yeah,
Either
should be on
either
for
the
sure.
final girl from 1 or 2 or both of them should be on this list.
That's a really good idea.
They were both so now that we're talking about our opinions on it, what I like in a final girl is that they're just they're either brutal and like vicious, or they're just a badass and they're tough.
Yeah.
I don't like having pity for the final girl. I don't like feeling bad for them.
Right.
It works in a movie. They just don't become my favorites.
Right.
So I like them tough.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It's a smart idea. You want them tough. And I called her Slim. It's Stretch.
Stretch.
I
Yeah,
apologize.
Stretch. I knew what you meant.
Yeah. And then Friday the 13th, of course.
Yeah, Alice Hardy from the first one. Like I don't cutting off Mrs. Voorhees' head. She was tough.
Well,
she was tough too.
You know why that is though? Because
I think she should be low on the list, but I think she should be on there.
Well, I think what happens here is that because this is a fan-driven list, no one really. So
You're getting a recency bias,
right? Exactly.
From a fan-driven list,
and also too, you're looking at this where you see that no one's looking back at those initial horror movie intros. So if you really look at it too, the female protagonist from Hellraiser 1 and 2 should be on this list. Come on,
she was
man.
good, but she wasn't. She wasn't.
Dude,
badass.
Hellraiser 2, she was a fucking.
At the end of Hellraiser,
She
you're
went
right.
to the depths of hell.
You're right. At the end of Hellraiser 2, she was.
Yeah.
But the whole beginning of Hellraiser 2, she's just like, I'm crazy and I'm in the hospital. Like,
Yeah. Well, dude, she just faced the sentry guards of hell in the first movie. So
yeah, I think she's like, she's good. She's better than some of the people that made the list.
yeah, I think so.
I'm looking at you, Maddie from Hush.
So what other additions or subtractions or edits do you want to make here?
Maddie from Hush off the list. It was dumb. There were so many plot holes in that movie. It was a dumb movie. Her character suffered from bad writing for me.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
On the list, fine, but
Yeah.
way lower. Not number one. That's definite recency bias.
Sydney Prescott, number 1.
I'm not against that. I would put her or Ellen Ripley at number 1.
Oh, are you trying to
No, I'm dead
schmooze
serious.
me?
No, Sydney Prescott's one of the best final girls since the year 2000.
And I think, and also too in the new Scream, despite the fact it's not getting as great ratings, I think she did
She did awesome.
super meta. It's super. People were
I didn't
pissed
like.
off.
I didn't like the new characters. I thought her, and it was actually maybe my favorite Gail Weathers.
For sure.
Performance out of the whole series.
Very I walk the desert for 2 years characters like the line of I'm Sydney Prescott, of course I have a gun, like that. Like I love that
But
shit.
I mean, you got to put Sally or Stretch on there from Texas Chainsaw Massacre or both. Like Sally should be way up there. That's one of the original final girls. Like that, she was breaking the mold. Mm-hmm. And then Stretch just took it to the. I think Stretch is probably further down the list because it's kind of humorous. But she's also a badass. Like she outlasted all the dudes in that movie. Like she beat everybody.
Yeah,
She literally was the final girl. Like they both made it. Sally Hardesty got there with cardio. Stretch got there with determination, and jean shorts. And so cool stuff.
Make sure you reference jean shorts in that.
But and then my other big problem, I don't think you don't need Heather Langenkamp on there twice. Nancy Thompson should be on there. Wes Craven's New Nightmare was dog shit. That shouldn't be on the list. And I think your girl from Your Next should be way higher.
I think she should be too.
She's such a badass. She should be in the top 5. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out some of the great female final girls in
what about you though? You didn't say any of what's your opinion on the list?
I like the list to a degree.
You like my list better.
I like that you would say take Langenkamp off because I don't think she needs to be on there as herself.
Is there anybody you would add that we haven't even talked about though?
Yeah, I would definitely. Like I said, I would take the female protagonist from Hellraiser and put her on there for sure. And
definitely in the top 10.
Yeah. And then my biggest pull, if it wouldn't have been on here, is the final girl from Your Next because I've never seen a female protagonist keep her skill set so quiet. Like you can tell, like her boyfriend doesn't know that she's that badass,
right?
And she kills a bitch with a fucking blender.
Yeah. Like, why can't you? You do that with male characters all the time.
Yeah.
It should be done with female characters more often. This is a great example where it happened.
Yeah, and that's why
it should be higher.
I agree with you that it should be higher up. I do like the idea of Sydney Prescott and Ellen Ripley vying for the number 1 and number 2 spot. I think that's a smart idea. So I agree with you on a lot of this too. And I think the absence of Friday the 13th, there's a lot of final girls in Friday the 13th that could really crack a top there. But I think Alice Hardy needs to be
you
up.
go to the original. Like, you got a lot of weird stuff as you go through that series, as well as Friday the 13th, except for Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's pretty solid. Knowing that it was crowd voted and crowdsourced,
Yeah.
like, I get the recency bias. That was my biggest problem, was like, where are some of the... Well, and it's also biased for me to say classics because it's just 80s. There's definitely classic horror before that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can go back to the 20s and 30s if you really want to start finding initial heroines.
But
yeah, no.
I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, most of the new ones that made it, I think, are good calls.
Yeah. So if you guys see any ones out there that we're missing right now and you want us to talk about them, by all means, send us an email at decayinwtb@gmail.com. I apologize. And then we can debate those out too. But if you want to see a cool list of female heroines, this is it, man. Go to ranker.com. You can check it out. And then just make sure you're checking out Friday the 13th Part 1. You're checking out the Hellraiser series Part 1 and 2. And make sure you check out You're Next and Ready or Not. Those are great movies.
Checking out Ready or Not this week.
Yeah.
Not only that, but if you want to get even more recent with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jessica Biel's character, I don't remember what the character name was.
Great job.
Jessica Biel did great stuff. And she's friends with your best friend, James Vanderbeek. So there you go. Happy birthday, James Vanderbeek.
Motherfucker. Dawson's Creek was a staple of my childhood.
That's sad.
So, Adam, before I start...
Because you didn't have a father figure.
I didn't, and James Vanderbeek was my father figure. My dad left to go get smokes and never came back. But you know who didn't leave me? The Beak.
Made it real serious real early this year.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
That's what happens when I have 10% beers. I get a little cut through it.
Yep, a little bit. Oh, this is going to be great then. Because I went online and I found questions from the internet.
Sweet.
And some of them are going to generate some shit.
Here we go.
Adam, you finished mowing the lawn on a hot day. What drink are you grabbing?
Can I do a beer and a not beer?
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Nice. Oh, man. For a beer, easy. Grabbing a Hams. Mm-hmm. Or a Jenny Cream Ale.
Okay.
Then, like, if I want a mixy drink, I don't know. You know what? I'll admit it. Maybe I do a seltzer, but I probably do a margarita.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
I would say I want a sea quench if I'm,
that's a good one.
I'm done. And then if I'm going to get a mixy mix.
That's basically a margarita in a can.
Absolutely.
You know?
If I'm going to get a mixy mix, what I'm going to do, thank you, shout out to friend of the podcast, Post Malone. I'm going to mix LaCroix with the vodka.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad call.
Mixing the vodka with the LaCroix, yeah.
I mean, I've done it with like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam and stuff too.
Delicious. What about a drink that you wouldn't want to grab on a hot day?
I'll lead with a cocktail. I don't want a White Russian or a Bloody Mary.
Oh my God! One time I baked a cake in the guy's driveway because I drank too many White Russians. Just threw it up. It was everywhere, man.
And then beer wise, like anything barrel aged. If it's real hot, I don't want anything smoked. I don't want a heavy stout. Yeah, basically anything that's the opposite of Hams. I don't want that.
Yeah,
I'll take an IPA. I'll take a hoppy, but I don't want it to be thick.
Yeah,
get the lactose away from me. Like,
you know what I instantly thought of when I saw this question? Anything like a smoothie.
Yes.
Could you imagine drinking yogurt? Like
Activia. Get Lori Strode over here to clean this up.
Make you poop in your pants. So, Adam.
Poop, stab.
If your significant other wanted an item, but it was unaffordable, but someone else bought it for them, what would you do or say about it?
You can go first. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Since I went first on the last one.
Well, I'd like to believe that my significant other, shout out to my wife, she's a wonderful lady, she doesn't really need like unaffordable stuff because she's pretty sensible. I think the most expensive thing she gets is probably makeup. I think that's like her passion. She likes good makeup. If someone else bought it for her, I'd be like, hey man, like why are you doing that? Like that's first off, why do you know that? And
right.
Yeah. But like I definitely would say something. I don't know what I would do, but I would just be like, hey man, that's not cool,
Yeah. I mean, my wife's also very sensible, so I don't think it's anything I have to worry about. I mean, I don't make all the money in the world either. But like, I don't know, like, that would just that'd be like an axe to the heart.
Yeah?
If it's something she really wanted and like was just out of reach, and then somebody just swooped in and like it was no problem. Man, I don't know. I'm like picking out the sharpest knife in the drawer at that point, or like looking at what beam I can hang myself from. What? I mean, that's like game over type shit. That would really hurt me.
That would take you. Are you okay?
That would really hurt me.
Like that would hurt you so bad that you would. You're finding
There's too much shit on me. No, I don't. I mean, yeah. I mean, it would hurt. I'd feel like a piece of garbage.
Have you talked to your
I
therapist?
feel like a piece of garbage. I haven't played the look at the supporting beams in a while.
On to the next question.
It's a low ceiling down here. I'll be fine.
What's the number one thing you need?
Very low ceiling. I could tippy toe it.
It's a drop ceiling. You're not gonna hang yourself.
Yeah.
You can't even touch these fucking things without falling through. That's how I know you can contract for safety, because you can't do shit with these things. What's the number one thing you need before you start
Look
recording?
up how to do one of those belt stitches off the door.
Oh, David Carradine's
exactly.
instructional videos on YouTube now.
I found a thing where he was doing a workout.
And you're like, where's the belt come in?
He did a workout program with like a tube, and you just like move this twisty tube around. It's so funny. It's basically a piece of garden hose. It's not long enough to do that though. So like your mind wants the other, and it's like, oh, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
You can't do. Man, this got really dark. You were right. This got dark.
What's the number one thing you need before you start recording your podcast episode? What's
Like us here?
Yeah. What's something you need?
Coffee.
Coffee for sure. Yeah.
And then beer.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, I usually have a pregame beer before we start, and I like to make sure that like all the little things are set up, like the beer glasses and the beers we're gonna feature, that kind of stuff. So that's definitely something I want to get together and I need before we start recording. If we're doing on a weekend, I need coffee back, because we usually record like 10 a.m. on a weekend because we're usually brewing beer too.
Right.
And then Adam. Who or what do you blame for inflation? Because we're at 8.5% right now, and there's lots of people pointing fingers all over the place. So who do you?
Government. I don't know. That's a weird question. I mean, the war's not helping. The pandemic didn't help. I don't know. There's a bunch of factors that all go against it not inflating.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just if you want to boil it down, it's really just being able to get to natural resources or material at this point. Like building material is hard to get shipped. Everything's hard to get shipped, and then oil's a fucking wreck right now. Like it's just natural resource. That's all I can blame. You just got to look for the cost savings where you can find them.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people are taking advantage of the situation. It's very easy to say that one thing is the problem, then to hang your hat on that.
Right.
At a time where I think everyone should kind of have an idea of how to support each other, we've lost sight of that. You know, I understand that the war over in the Ukraine, that's what it is. It's a fucking war. Let's not get it twisted.
I mean, it's a war bordering on just like a genocide.
Yeah, it's pretty despicable.
Gross,
it's disgusting. But I would say when people capitalize on it, it's like whenever the pandemic was happening. And as a guy who has kids, I can tell you that I almost lost my shit when people were hoarding all of the baby supplies. Do you know how hard it was for me to find a box of fucking diapers because people were going to the store and buying all of them and then selling it for 100% markup? And I had a kid that required specialized formula.
I got kids, man.
I got kids, brah. That was the shit that really got me. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. People are kind of using this as a ploy to, exploit necessity.
You go out to the stores and you're like, hey, how do you know what my wife wanted?
I went to the mall. So, Adam.
With the silver ball. Just pacing the mall. How do you know what my wife wanted that I can't afford?
What's that smell like? So, what's on tap?
Take that purse back.
What's on tap? And we already said where you can find us, but let's just reiterate. Where can you find us?
Oh, I got to go back to the list again? I can do that. What's on tap? We got the Dark Roots here. You can get at the Dark Root Barbershop, as we said earlier, up in Allentown, PA here, or Allentown, Pittsburgh here. And we have the new Hazy on with Simcoe, Idaho 7, and Mosaic. Nice. So come try those out. And then we'll once we get through some of these festivals, I'll be announcing beers that need to get out of here right away so we can get beers on for the next festivals. So keep an eye out for that. we'll be doing like a mass bottle delivery at some point soon.
Yeah, I have a lot of interest in a couple of these beers already, so that's a good thing too. So, because usually in competition or showcases, we end up with some beer at the end.
Well, you'll be out pouring with us for
Yeah.
at least. I know you're doing Brews and Bruises.
I'm doing the.
Well, let's go through them and you say if you're doing them or not.
Yeah.
May 14th, best brunch ever at
I'll
Hop
be there.
Farm Brewing Warehouse. Matt will be there.
I'll be there.
June 4th, Brews and Bruises at the Ross Draver Ice
I'll
Garden.
be there.
Bill Vernon. July 16th, Brews and PA Homebrew Invitational.
Nope.
It's fine. Your votes don't count anyway. Also at Hop Farm. Barrel and Flow Fest, August 13th.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at that
at
one.
the Stack at 3 Crossing. And then Bring Up a Cure on October 8th.
Yeah, I'll be there for that
Energy
one too.
Innovation
I'll be there for all of them except for one, because the one is right around my kid's birthday, and we go to North Carolina again around that time.
The July 16th. That's fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I'll be there.
You're excused.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're.
I feel so much good.
Yeah, I feel so much good about the schedule of these dates.
It is nice.
We have to set that up as a separate clip so everybody knows what the origin of
I
that
know.
is.
I'll put it up there so you guys know what's going on. So if you want to go,
If we can. I don't remember what I said before that.
I don't remember.
Because I was quite out of it.
yeah, I'll have to go back and find the whole thing for us.
Yeah.
But if you know what's going on, I'm down here in the Brew Lab. It's at @bash_brew on all social media. It's Facebook and Instagram. He's also on Untapped.
Can I plug one more thing real
Sure,
quick?
of course.
So it's not imminent yet,
Yeah.
but we are doing the Peace Not War collab where everything's going to the Ukraine.
Okay.
I think we're splitting it between like either Red Cross Ukraine or something like that, and then the animal shelters in Ukraine. That are
Oh,
also
cool.
suffering.
Yeah.
So we're going to split everything 50-50, send it to 2 charities out in the Ukraine. It's a collab with Hoot Design and First Sip Brew Box that we promoted on the show a few weeks ago. The labels are coming in. We are brewing it next week.
Nice.
So we'll start having bottles available then. Cool. It will also be making an appearance at Brews and Bruises and at the Brews and PA Invitational.
Nice. Good.
So we'll have it there if you want to try it. From there, you can get some bottles. We're just going to brew it all summer when we have time.
Yeah.
All the way to the fall, and try to always have a keg of it on tap and have bottles available. We've got a cool label made up. So yeah. Support that. We'll have announcements out. That'll probably be ready. We're brewing it next week. It'll be ready in 3.5 weeks.
Cool.
So that's coming. We'll just keep talking about that too.
Wonderful. Yeah. And again, that's at @bash_brew on all social media. Follow him to make sure you're getting all his updates on all of these beer releases, because it is Bash Brew Beer Fest 2022.
It sure is. I'm stressed.
We didn't come here to take part. We came here to take over.
Don't know who. Oh, shit. You do know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And you might not know who I am either, but you'll find out.
You're going to find out. You will find out. And if you want us going down here with the boys in the Jojitorium, we are at decayinwtb on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have an email address. It's decayinwtb@gmail.com. We have a Redbubble where you can buy dad hats for $19.52. You can get all kinds of shit there. Covers for your phone, stickers, new shirts, new hoodies, baseball tees, anything you want. It's all there. You can also check out all the times we drop new audio on Sundays and new videos on Mondays. And every once in a while, I'm going back to drop listener polls on Tuesdays. I'm not doing it very well.
No, you haven't been.
I'm really sorry, but you know what?
You get in North Carolina, you got a couple beers in you forget about
I forget
the listener
about them.
polls, huh?
Yeah. But I want to make sure you guys know that we appreciate every time you guys go on and subscribe, like, and rate us on anything. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, our YouTube channel. We have a goal to hit 100 subscribers by the end of 2022, and you can be a part of that. And, of course, if you want to have us talk about anything, just email us to decayinwtb@gmail.com. So
we have one celebrity birthday.
yes.
Decay with the Boys celebrity birthday.
Is that today?
Mike Moore on Thursday,
Yeah.
21st, before the next podcast.
Oh,
airs.
okay.
So Mike Moore, Pittsburgh Beer Douche, he was on our last
Yeah.
episode. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
I'll see you for some beers on Thursday.
Keep douching.
Keep
So-
doing what you're douching.
So happy hoppity Easter Sunday to all of you guys listening to this. If you do, we understand you're gonna be with families. If you don't, but check us out on Monday then. So wherever you guys are celebrating that with your families, until next time here in the Jojitorium, cheers.
Cheers. Find them eggs. Zombie Jesus is coming for you.
Zombie Jesus here, hide the eggs.
I don't even like eggs. They don't lay eggs. They don't eat eggs.
They don't even go bark, 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 bark,
They
bark.
like carrots. Dude, Cadbury cream eggs. Oh, we should have the best Easter candy. There isn't any. It's just that.
They're all terrible.
The Cadbury cream eggs I like. And the
I don't know if I can trust you
the
anymore.
Whopper eggs. The malted.
You're so fucking lame.
Yeah, I
you
like
talk
them.
shit on me for sprees and you eat Whopper eggs?
Yeah, the Whopper eggs are good, man.
Loser.